Oh, Sophia, I was thinking about how we sometimes just check out emotionally, like when things are too much. We talked about emotional numbing, right? What is that exactly, like at its core?
Yeah, Isabella, that's exactly what we're talking about. Emotional numbing, or as some call it, emotional blunting, it's really like our brain's sophisticated defense mechanism. Imagine a circuit breaker, When there's an overload, it just trips. Our brain does that to protect us when we're facing overwhelming pain, stress, or maybe even vulnerability. It just sort of dims the lights on our feelings. It's a temporary shield, right? It creates this sense of detachment from ourselves, from others, and even from the world around us. It's a shutdown, a biological circuit breaker, truly.
A circuit breaker. That's a great way to put it. So it sounds like it's trying to help us, right? Like for immediate relief. But then, I guess, what kind of things would even trigger that? Is it like just big trauma or?
Yes, it is trying to help initially, and you totally hit on something important there. Trauma is a primary driver. I mean, we're talking about single catastrophic events, prolonged emotional abuse, neglect, any experience that just overwhelms your coping ability. It's a core symptom of PTSD and CPTSD. But it's not just trauma. Chronic stress, burnout, grief, depression, anxiety, all these continuous high levels of stress can also trigger this protective response. Also, Isabella, environments where expressing emotions was discouraged, that can lead to long-term suppression. And even some medications, like SSRIs, they can have emotional blunting as a side effect. It all boils down to this core belief, I think. If I feel this fully, I won't survive it. That's often what's underneath it all.
Wow, if I feel this fully, I won't survive it. That really hits home, Sophia. So, when our brain hits at circuit breaker, what's actually happening up there? What's the brain science behind the numbing? Is it physically manifesting or?
Yeah, it totally is physical, Isabella. When trauma or intense stress hits, your brain literally changes how it processes things. Your amygdala, which is basically your brain's fear center, becomes super active, but your prefrontal cortex, that's the part that handles emotional regulation, gets suppressed. This creates what we call hypoarousal, where your brain basically shuts down to protect itself, leading to a significant lack of emotional responsiveness. It's a pretty intense biological shift.
So, the part that helps us make sense of feelings just goes offline. That's really intense. And are there other chemicals involved too? What else is kind of happening on a deeper level in there?
Oh, definitely. The brain actually releases its own natural painkillers, these endogenous opioids. It's like a built-in pharmacy. It works to essentially dull really intense pain. Trauma also impacts key neurotransmitters like dopamine, which often leads to anhedonia. That's the inability to feel pleasure. And dysregulation of serotonin and norepinephrine further affects mood, causing a flattened affect, where emotional colors just dim. Understanding these mechanisms is crucial for developing new treatments.
That's so much happening internally. It makes sense why it feels so overwhelming. But if it's supposed to protect us, Sophia, what's the real cost? Like, for example, how does it affect us psychologically, our day to day?
That's the crucial question, Isabella. While it feels powerful, in that moment in reducing distress, the long-term consequences are truly significant. Psychologically, it means that joy, excitement, genuine connection, they become muted. It's not just avoiding pain, it's avoiding everything. This can lead to an increased risk of depression, anxiety disorders, and this pervasive sense that life just feels distant or hollow. People often describe feeling empty, isolated, or even detached from their own life story. It's like you're living it, but you're not really in it.
Oh, that's so sad. And I can only imagine how that ripples out to relationships too. If you're feeling detached from yourself, it must be really hard to connect with others, right? How does it affect partners and loved ones?
It absolutely does. The relational impact is profound. Partners and loved ones often they feel shut out. It can lead to a significant decline in emotional intimacy and just this growing emotional distance. Think about it. If someone can't express their emotions or if they seem unaffected by things, it can cause so many misunderstandings. It erodes trust and it often results in social isolation. Others might sadly perceive the individual as cold or uncaring, when in reality, they're just numbed. Their brain is just trying to protect them, but it comes at a very high cost to connection.
It's so heartbreaking when others misunderstand. And if you're living like that for a long time, Sophia, does it start to change how you see yourself? Like your whole identity?
See, Isabella, it definitely does. Individuals may actually start to identify as detached or stoic or unaffected. It becomes part of who they believe they are. But often, underneath all that, they feel this hollowness, which can lead to a real crisis of identity and deep self doubt. It's like you've built this wall and then you forget who you are behind it. And it's not just identity. The spiritual or existential impact is also profound. This alignment with aliveness, it weakens. Your intuition dulls. That connection to your deeper self, where empathy, compassion, purpose, all reside, it becomes so much harder to access. It's like a part of your soul dims.
Wow, a part of your soul dims. That's such a powerful image. So, what happens then, Sophia, if someone just keeps living like this for years? What's the future trajectory? Do you know what I mean?
Well, the trajectory, if this pattern persists, it's not great. Relationships continue to feel flat, just without depth. Motivation can decline significantly. Your emotional range just narrows and narrows. And sadly, the risk of substance use or compulsive distractions like endless scrolling, it really increases because people are still seeking some feeling, any feeling. Burnout, depressive symptoms, isolation, they all intensify, making life feel more mechanical than meaningful. And sometimes even self-respect can decline because you're so disconnected from your own depth. It's a silent prison, really, for so many.
A silent prison. That's really sobering. But it doesn't have to be permanent, right? Like there's hope for healing. What can people do? Where do they even start?
Oh, absolutely not permanent, Isabella. The brain is incredibly malleable. It's capable of renewal. It can learn to open up again. Interrupting emotional numbing and fostering emotional reconnection, it really requires intentional effort and often professional support. That's often the first and most crucial step for many. Think of therapy. There are so many approaches that are highly effective. Cognitive behavioral therapy, psychodynamic therapy, EMDR for trauma, dialectical behavior therapy, acceptance and commitment therapy, mindfulness-based CBT. All these trauma-focused therapies, they can truly help process the underlying experiences that caused the numbing in the first place.
Okay, so lots of options for therapy. That's good to know. And what about like if you want to connect with others who are going through similar things? Is that helpful?
Yes, definitely. Group therapy for sure. It offers a structured environment where people can practice emotional sharing and feel understood by others who, are on a similar journey. It's incredibly validating. And then there are expressive therapies. Things like art therapy or music therapy, they can encourage emotional release and self-expression when words are, when words are just too difficult to find. Sometimes just putting the feeling into a drawing or a song can be a huge breakthrough. It's about finding different avenues to let those emotions surface safely.
That makes so much sense. So, beyond professional help, are there things people can do on their own, like daily practices to start thawing that numbing out?
Absolutely, Isabella. Self-care strategies are foundational. Mindfulness meditation, for instance, just focusing on present moment awareness. It helps reconnect with emotions without judgment. It's a gradual process, but it can slowly thaw emotional numbness. Body awareness exercises are especially helpful. And then expressive journaling or any creative outlets. Writing about feelings or art, music, dance. These can all help process and release suppressed emotions. Grounding exercises, too, those sensory-based techniques, they keep you present and connected to your body and your feelings.
So, like small steps to just start feeling again. What about like the basics though, like sleep and moving your body?
Oh, crucial. Physical activity stimulates mood-regulating neurotransmitters and counteracts numbness. And adequate rest and nutrition, they are absolutely foundational for emotional health. Poor physical well-being just exacerbates emotional imbalance. It's all connected. Building a support system with trusted friends and family also provides a safe space. And minimizing stress, finding ways to manage overwhelming daily stress, that's critical too. The thing is, Isabella, it's about gradual reconnection. Start small. Identify one mild feeling daily. Sit with it for 60 to 90 seconds without distraction. The goal isn't to force feelings, but to create space for them to arise naturally. And if you feel nothing, ask yourself, what might I be protecting myself from feeling right now? That simple question can be so powerful.
Sophia, this conversation really brought so much to light. From understanding what emotional numbing is to finding those paths back to feeling alive. It's been truly insightful.
Absolutely, Isabella. And for everyone listening, if today's discussion resonated with you, please consider hitting that like button, sharing with a friend, and subscribing to our channel.
We love hearing your thoughts, so leave a comment below. You can also find Good Life Guide across all your favorite social platforms: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, and YouTube for daily doses of inspiration.
And don't forget to visit goodlifeguide.org for extra resources and tools related to today's topic, and so much more. You can always catch our episodes visually on YouTube or listen on the go on Spotify and other podcast apps.
We're so grateful for this community we're building together. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Until next time, keep nurturing your good life. Take care, everyone.